where the talking llama is, and we'll burn your house to the ground.
What's good, Llama Nation? It's BLKOUT AD here. I just want to give a quick, proper intro to this episode. Obviously, Llama's not going to be in town this weekend. I'm also not going to be in town this weekend, so we're not going to be able to live stream an episode. But I have a special pre-recorded episode with me and my BLKOUT brethren, HERCULES Outlaw. So, HERCULES Outlaw is a Twitch streamer. He created this logo right here. Created my AD logo. He's a very integral part to BLKOUT's current success and like our trajectory going up. So we get to hear his perspective on being a part of BLKOUT, how we met, some other things. So definitely enjoy the show. Just hit the subscribe button if you like it. Hit the like button. If you're in the chat right now, have a good time. Hopefully I'll be in the chat as well. Maybe Llama will be in the chat. We can mingle with you guys while we watch this all together and have a good time. So enjoy.
The views and opinions expressed on the Big Llama Show are those of the host and guest. They do not reflect that of our sponsors, advertisers, or employers. Enjoy the show.
I'm not the Big Llama, but this is the Big Llama Show. I'm Big Llama's host, BLKOUT AD, as you can see on my pretty white hoodie, kind of shining. Today's a special episode for me because I gotta run this shit. It's a special episode because we're gonna be able to talk about BLKOUT as a whole. I got somebody who, it's a special moment for having this guy on screen, to be honest. We'll get to that. Happy anniversary to Llama. I believe he said 20 years, bro. I have my BLKOUT brother, HERCULES Outlaw. Hello, brother. How are you?
What's crack-a-lackin'?
I was about to say, you got to talk. It's a podcast. Listen, this is a special moment because literally I've known you for what, a year now?
No.
Not even?
No, not even. It has been, let me see. I left to Dinfos. That was 2020. So, I mean, going on.
Yeah. It was like during pandemic.
Years. No, 2 years. It was the start of the pandemic where we really started to
cool.
Really started to game heavy and stuff. But as a matter of fact,
MW, huh? Yeah.
We did, yeah. But this time last year, we had Cold War pre-ordered, and we started. That's when I started streaming heavy.
Yep.
And then you were getting back on your stream stuff. Yep. So literally a year ago, this time around is when we really started to hit the ball and really started running with it. So literally we said it yo, Cold War is the year. We're gonna start rolling. We're going heavy. We're going right for the guns and gold.
Yep.
And we started really laying down the platform for BLKOUT this time around last year. So that's why it feels like a year. But it's been a little bit in the works now.
I mean, when you really think about it, so this is gonna be a BLKOUT episode, right? Llama's on vacation. He's enjoying his 20th anniversary. So happy anniversary to you, Llama.
Happy anniversary.
Llama. Hey, we glad you can take a break, brother, because you've been working hard on this YouTube grind, everything else in your life. And I appreciate Llama tremendously. I mean, we talk about it. I fuck with him, man.
Yeah.
Now I have to say the F word because I appreciate him having me on. But he allowed me to do an episode pre-recorded because I'm also going to Florida on this weekend. So this Sunday we won't have a live stream technically, but this will be streaming in place of the Llama Show. So that's why I had to introduce it. So man, a year ago, well, close to a year ago, we'll get right to it. We started gaming heavy because before that we gamed quite a bit, right? Because in Modern Warfare, we played a shit ton.
We were definitely on the Modern Warfare grind. On the back end of it, though.
Yeah,
that's when...
we didn't stream or really make content. I was making clips, but not, streaming.
Yeah, and, I remember the conversation we had, actually. It was funny because Kevin brought us in, right?
Yeah,
Kevin was like, yo,
for them.
I got a party set up. Let's do this. Get on. Hopped in. It was literally me, you, Justin, and him.
Yep.
And... a couple times we had Luke on and stuff too, but that's because he was Kevin's boy and shit. Yeah. But I mean, by the time we all jumped in, it was one game, and then It was like one game in the summer. We were playing Warzone.
Yep.
And I was on quarantine in Maryland because I had just got there and I had to quarantine for 14 days before I started my classes. And I got my first Warzone win with you guys.
Oh, shit.
I got my first Warzone win with you guys. And then the day after that win, I jumped in the party again, and Justin starts yelling at me immediately. And then he's like, yo, who's this clown in the lobby without the blackout in his name? If you don't put a blackout in your name, we're going to have a problem, sir. And I was like, oh, my bad. I don't want no suspect. I'm blackout now. That was it.
That was a virtual jumping in, bro? You got jumped in?
I got jumped in virtually.
Now, I remember you coming in, and another thing, this is the first time, so he streams with no camera. This is, honestly, yes. I want to say a blessing that this man decided to, because I told him, I was like, we could have me big screen, and we could just talk, and it's a conversation, because it's a podcast and at the end of the day, and I just wanted to kind of get a cool story out. And so like when Kev brought him in, we were just gaming hard, and I knew you were nasty at the game. So we were getting like a lot of wins, and I feel like Modern Warfare, we were all pretty nasty at that game and shit, right? So then I don't remember the when or what happened, but I remember it was me and you only in the lobby at one point, because we became kind of cool once we started gaming like heavy. And then like when the pandemic hit, we were always gaming. Like every day was like sun up to sundown. We had me, you, Dwayne, and whoever came in.
We were fighting for the prestiges at that point.
Yep. We were having actual lobbies like going in and shit. Oh no, you're frozen, brother.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
So frozen?
He's frozen. Okay. You can. We're back.
Okay.
Oh wow, you got close. So technical difficulties. Oh man, Llama, I'm sorry.
Oh man, Llama.
You could cut it if you want. Nah, but so like during the pandemic, we were grinding heavy. It was probably the most I gained since like when I first started playing, because like I never played COD until like this is literally my third title I think ever playing COD. So my first year I grinded crazy because I wanted to get nice, and then my second year, which was when we linked up, or this is my fourth. But it was like
because you said you started off in Black Ops 4, right?
Black Ops 4,
yeah.
So Modern Warfare, Cold War, and then this one, Vanguard. But yeah,
so this makes 4, yeah.
So we were grinding heavy, and when I started gaming with him a lot, I started like getting the inspiration again for Blackout, because this is like I always say, like this is a Blackout has been on my mind since I was like 14, 15 years old, literally, like since young. I don't know why. I think it because I grew up in an era where like Mac Miller had his most dope, his crew, and like when they had their TV show, you see them together. Odd Future, I loved Odd Future's dynamic. So like at that point, I was just looking at Cruz, ASAP Rocky, and the Mob. You know what I mean? So like I was like, damn. So like Blackout started to linger around when we were gaming and stuff, and I was like, bro, I started streaming a year and a half ago or so. I was like, I fell off of that, wasn't doing it good. Then we started gaming that much, and then I kind of was like streaming a little bit. The internet wasn't that great, but I was streaming as much as I could. But we were getting clips, we were winning, we were playing like heavy, and all our friends are pretty good at the game, so like we have a good dynamic. And at that point, we were kind of shitty in Warzone. You know what I mean? Like we weren't good.
We were, comparatively speaking, yes, we were pretty garbage.
I got 100 wins within like a couple months now, but like back then it took me like to get 10 wins. It was like so long,
bro. It took me forever to get a Warzone win as a quads team. Like I got literally before that it even happened, I was sitting on like maybe one win on a solo Warzone, and I was like in my prime. I was like, oh my god, yes, I'm in my bag now. I got this. I found all the spots, and then I lost every match after that. I never won another solo game after that. At least I don't remember. But like as soon as I started winning with you guys, it was just constant. Like literally, I won that first game, and then the next day we won like 5 more. And like that's when like it just hit. Like something clicked, and we were just on a ball, moving, just kept going.
Bro, within the last couple, I don't mean to get on a tangent about COD, This is kind of how
I mean, yeah,
Blackout. This is what we do with Blackout.
man.
But bro, there was like a streak where I told you the stats today, right, for my stream.
Mm-hmm.
Last 30 days, I streamed 25 out of those 30 days, and I've gone 87 hours, which my previous most was like 72, the most.
Yeah.
And like I was like consistent around 70, like because it gives you a 30-day, it like continuously counts.
You get that 30-day continuous analytic or whatever.
Yeah. And so with that, I could keep track. Bro, this is the most consistent I've ever streamed, I think, and it shows in my numbers. Like I've gotten to 9 viewers a couple times, and that's like kind of unheard of for me. So
yeah,
with that grind and shit. Anyways, I keep getting off a tangent, but I've been streaming a lot, and we've been streaming a lot consistently.
Yeah,
and I feel like Blackout, since you've joined, which because you have officially, this would be your like announcement video. This is your coming out party for Blackout.
Hercules Outlaw is officially a member of Blackout.
But I want to know when we first first came around, what was your initial thoughts of like the content idea of it? Not necessarily like because we always called all our friends like. Our friends from back home have Blackout on their bios on Twitter and shit. Just because on the strength of like we had it since young. Like, you know what I mean? Like we've been had it. But like when you joined, it became a real thing to me. You know what I mean? Like I don't remember the conversation, but I remember the moment because it was just me and you for the first time. It was like the only time we were alone without like the homies. And we weren't gaming. We were just like we were literally
just vibing.
Yeah, we were like shooting bots, and then we started talking about it because you had started talking about like streaming a little bit, and then like
that's right, yeah.
And then like how you design.
I was going through the course, and what was it? So all right, like just for background, right? Like I am in the Army, and my job is to be a mass communicator. So as a mass communicator, I was literally taught in Maryland for 6 months how to do graphics, photography, videography, public affairs, and journalism. So like in a span of those like 6 months, I was literally fed through a water hose all this information. And then somewhere in between all of that, I was talking to my wife, my now wife. I'm talking to her, and I'm like, take it.
Look at the smile.
And
that's low.
What was it? I was talking to her, and I was like, I've been gaming my whole life, right? And it's always been something that I've wanted to do, was like, because I live to entertain, right? That's the whole reason why I'm in this line of work, right? I love entertaining, whether it's through photograph, an interview, or just a video edit, something, you know, like I want to entertain the public and give something refreshing to the eyes. And that's something I've always wanted to do. And like, once I got through the course, I was like, we started touching on video and like video software, how to edit. And I'm like, if it's this easy and I'm getting a grasp on it now, I can turn around and make my own content. Like, and like it clicked in my head, and I'm talking to my wife about it, and she was like, go for it, do it. So I was like, bet. Like, that's all I needed. It was just like that confirmation, be like, all right, I'm not an idiot for saying this, right? Like, so I brought it up to you because you guys are the main group that I've been playing with this whole time, and we have a dynamic like no other. From what I understand, like I've never experienced a dynamic like this. So like, why not just stick with like there's no need to recreate the wheel and stuff. I'm not going to go out there just trying to, oh, hey, you want to have an interview and join the Hercules Outlaw brand? Like, no, no, I'm not going to do all that, right? Like, we're going to keep it as Blackout. And I pitched the idea of streaming with you. And I remember talking to you about like, I was like, yo, are you down to stream? And you were like, dude, you're like, I'm so happy you said that. Oh my God. And then like from there, it's just been a mutual understanding, like, yes, this is what we want to do. This is what we're going to do forward.
I think that's why we connected, because like we brought up earlier, Kev brought us together. And this is literally, I said it right when we started recording, or like started like just talking. I was like, bro, this is literally the first face-to-face conversation we've ever had.
This
we've
really
been playing through comps, and we play through Discord, but we don't use cameras because, like I said, this man doesn't use cameras.
Yeah.
So it's like no need for me to have my camera running when I'm streaming, you know? Anyways, like, so you see my face, but I've only seen you because I just started recently following you on the gram and shit, and like seeing like your actual life. But like before that, for like literal months, I did not know what this man looked like. I don't know. But we connected on the content idea. And at that point, I was like recording. Truthfully, I wasn't confident. You know what I mean? Because like
Yeah.
like I said, I've been like trying to figure out what I'm gonna do with Blackout. Me and Justin started a podcast like when I lived in Texas, like 4 or 5 years ago, and I tried my own Blackout like brand, like it's still on Facebook, like the old shit, like the promo I was doing for it, and like
the OG.
the OG. I'm gonna have to make the
OG.
original. I'm gonna have to make the original cut of that. But at that time, I wasn't confident. I was just like learning a lot, like what to do, like how to stream, how to like put together a broadcast, how to make clips. Like I learned a lot of stuff. I learned about esports. I learned like I was just going through a wormhole, just learning like I don't know. I honestly, now that I think about it, and I'm trying to explain like Blackout, it's like I don't really know why I like gravitated toward this. But I know I like content. Like I watch podcasts all day. Like, you know what I mean? I just like this shit. And so when you brought it up, I was like, bro, this is a somebody for the first time. Cause like Justin, I've been trying to get Justin to stream. Kev's not trying to stream. Like, you know what I mean? So like I was like, bro, I don't really have nobody that wants to stream with me. And then you brought it up and I was like, boom. And then it just so happens that this man is a godlike at making logos. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not creative in that way. I would say I'm creative in like logical, like thinking of like ideas kind of way of like I'm kind of good at branding too and like getting like views on like random things. Like I think that's my strength, low key. And so I would be like, yo, what if we did the Blackout logo like this? And then you sent me literally this logo in mad colors. Yeah. And I was like, it works for me, brother. Like, you know what I mean? And then a couple months later, it was like, yo, I need an AD logo. I was like, I was thinking of this. I think I told you just about the crown. And then you just came up with this. After like, it was like literally like 3 tries, like 3 reworks or some shit like that. And then you came up with this shit.
I forgot what it was that prompted it too. I don't know if I did the HO for my channel first. And then you hit me up and you were like, yo, I really like your style of lettering.
Yeah.
Can you do an AD for it? And I was like, yeah, I got you. So like I literally spent, I still have it on my iPad. Like I still have every single color variation I did for your channel. Like I still have all that. And then like my Google Photos and everything, I have all the Blackout colors. I got the light bulbs that I did. Yeah. I got the ADs. I got the HOs. And like now I got the big homies, right? So like I'm gonna start working on everything, you know.
Wait, big homies in the chat. I was gonna say, did you tell him? But I was like, yeah, you know. Anyways, and the big llamas. You got the big llama logo going and crazy. The big llamas, now the big llamas. At the intro of his other videos that he's been doing, he's been putting it as like the copyright. Yo, your logos are everywhere. I mean, even right now in the corner is the Gengar, right under you, right?
Look at that. Yeah.
Listen,
so
I don't even remember how that came out. Tell him how.
I got a story about that Gengar. So you mentioned to me, like I think we were streaming on one of the days, and you had mentioned that like the Pokemon streams have really been hitting like a good number of viewers and stuff like that, and like we were really playing around with the idea. You told me about the story about how you wanted the Gengar as your mascot, right? So I was like, damn, like. That Gengar with like a Blackout piece would look dope, right? Yeah. So like I had the idea of throwing the bandana on him, and then I hit you up about it. And I was like, yo, I'm gonna put a bandana on Gengar with the Blackout logo. And then you were like, yo,
that'd be crazy.
That would be crazy. He's like, if you could pull this off, your wife is gonna have to fight me, pretty much. Like, but like.
That's not what he wants. That wasn't that what he wanted to say. no, but
so. I literally started on that design driving to work in the passenger seat. Like I went to work and we had a meeting to go to, so it was like a good like hour and some change drive. Really? And I had my iPad with me, and I'm chilling, I'm playing, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna get started on this Gengar thing. So I found a quick little image of Gengar, and I used that as a reference, and then I grabbed the bandana on his head. I started to measure the measurements right, and then I grabbed the old Blackout logo. Slid it on there,
crazy.
And I was like, "Yo," I was like, "This is insane."
You sent it to me within like a day and a half, literally.
Yeah,
I was kind of honestly, I was surprised because I thought you were gonna take a little bit because I know you'd be working and you got your family. So I was like, it's not gonna be like it was literally a surprise when you sent it. I think I woke up to it and I was like, "Bruh," it changed the game for me. Like I was like, "Bro, I see this on hoodies." Like I mean, I wore it last week.
Yeah.
Like, bro. you are gonna help our merch. But I want to get into like like your thoughts on like Blackout as a whole and like what you see for it in the future. But we're gonna have to do a promo.
Nice little promo.
We're gonna have to do a promo. So,
Drop a promo in the chat.
You know we got to do our ads here at the Big Llama Show. So first of all, I want to say thank you because every week he thanks his subscribers. So on his behalf, I want to thank all subscribers. Go check out his new video he just dropped, the John Wick first time watch through. It looks like it's doing pretty well, 400 views in the first day. So congrats, Llama. Keep grinding. Definitely hit him with the subscribe button. Also, don't forget to go check out his merchandise. You got the Llama Nation tees and hoodie over here. You got the Big Llama Show hoodie, and then you got the definitely fire Blackout Llama collab. And then this is the Blackout edition. Super fire hoodie. So definitely check that out. But that was the first ad. We got another ad later, you know. He likes these ads. Anyways.
Oh yeah.
So back to what we were talking about though. So once we started getting rolling, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna set the timeline. Like we said, we were gaming heavy in the pandemic, but then life kind of started going back to normal, and we still continued to find time to game throughout the week. Like some weeks we're gaming more than others, but we were like slowly like building that rapport and starting to stream slowly but surely. You know what I mean? Like we were getting into it.
Yeah.
But in that time, we were coming up with these ideas. Like merch ideas, like what are we gonna do for like merch? We started building the site, as most of you. Actually, I don't even think I really talked about this story too much. But like, we were about to drop a site, and I made some errors on some things, and like we kind of put it on a halt because we realized what it could be. Like I think we all kind of saw like that shit was real when we started like posting about it, and people were like,
"It got real quick,
really fast." Like
it really fast. It picked up so much traction, and nobody like had anticipated that happening. So we were thrown back a little bit. We're like, "Yo, this is this is real now. Like we gotta reevaluate this maybe because things get hot."
Obviously, it was weird too because everybody was sad about it when we didn't drop.
Yeah,
I felt like I was texting everybody on site because I truly think it was an overlook on my part. So I really feel, and plus, like,
I mean, like I even said it though. Like it was an easy oversight to miss. I would have had that same mistake. And it wasn't even a mistake, honestly. It was just an overlook that was easy to miss. And now that we know what to look for going forward, it's just going to make it a little bit easier in the future.
As sad as I was, I think it was the best thing for us because in that time, I just said my stats, but you've been streaming along with me throughout literally 90% of those times, or you're streaming by yourself, which like we've been, even before we were not streaming, we were streaming only when we were gaming together. And now I see you streaming by yourself, I'm streaming by myself, you see Miss Dysfunction streaming. Like Blackout kind of like, it's like a bug that like it bites you and then like it goes and bites everybody else. Like, and then it's like, damn,
it's
like, oh shit, like I'm feeling something.
I gotta go create something. I gotta go make something.
Like, and I think that's what Blackout is as a whole, because this is my first time really like trying to dig deep. I never really know what to say because it's just a feeling I have with it. I don't know why I'm associated to it. You know what I mean? I have no clue. I just know I fuck with the name. I'm gonna have to bleep these. I'm so sorry, Llama. I'm gonna have to bleep these out. But I really mess with the name of it. But like now at this point, it's my identity. Like, you know what I mean? Like I'm Blackout AD on everything. People know me for Blackout. People know of Blackout because my whole last probably like 11, 12 years, I've been promoting it on the site. You know what I mean? Leading up to when I met you, and then even now we're still in the beginning stages, right? Like, we haven't dropped our site yet. We haven't even like. That's why Llama got his own logo, because he asked if he can put some Blackout gear on there, and I was like, not really, because like we have a plan. Like we know what we want to do. We want, and like I said, since we haven't dropped the site, we've been creating content ever since, building the brand even more. And then luckily, Llama gives me a chance to do this show, and now we have Blackout representation on a weekly show, live weekly show that's catching traction too. You know what I mean? It's doing all right. So I get to talk about us on another platform, as well as like Llama I told him on the last episode, I was like, you're like honorary black. You were blackout, like not even honorary. You
He's
are
definitely
blackout.
100%. I would consider him blackout before anything else because he's not only helped with the movement, right, or the culture. Like he brought another aspect into blackout that you had mentioned before anything even kicked off. You know, like you had mentioned that, you know, like you wanted blackout to be more than just video game content.
Yeah.
You wanted it to be, you know, what is your niche? What is your niche? Throw some blackout in there, and now it's a blackout niche. Like now you have a community, now you have a following, and that's the whole point of what we're trying to do. You know, it's not just video games, it's not just movies, it's not just TV shows, it's not just music.
I always make this comparison. I'm
everything.
like, I want to find a female or a male who does makeup. Like I want somebody with makeup under blackout. Like I want to create a culture of like-minded people and build off the brand. And that's one thing that I think you're doing. I mean, you were definitely doing it. I started doing myself, but like we're creating our own separate brands aside from blackout, and we're just shoveling it into blackout, and blackout's going to give it back to us because I truly think like people also resonate with it. I don't know. I haven't figured out why. Like, I mean, when we talk, right? Like, even to get you to believe into this dream, like of mine, you know what I mean? And then like make it your own in your own way, and add way more value than I could have. You know what I mean? Imagine I did not know like we would be close, and I didn't know like, bro, I'm adding a shooter. Like, you know what I mean? Like, bro, I got this idea because I think really. It bothers me because like I wish I was that like talented. Even with the videos, you edit all the videos too. Like, you know what I mean? Like all my funny like edited videos, this guy does. Like I'd be like, yo, I got this clip, bro. Nasty. Yeah, literally. What do you do?
Literally, it came to the point where I made a Google Drive for blackout, and I was like, yo, everybody throw your clips up there. Throw your clips, throw me your logos, throw me your videos, throw me everything you have that you want to see blackout do. And we will make it come true. Like, and that's all it is. You know, that's all it ever has been, and that's all it's going to be. Right? It's going to be that community aspect. What you put in is what you're going to get. And I honestly believe that is the main reason why people resonate with blackout so much. It's not. I always go back to Army terminology, right? Because it's in my mind. I do it for a living every day. But like in the Army, you got the commander's intent. So, like, if I'm publishing a story, what is the commander's message? What is it that your commander is trying to portray to the public so that everybody understands and that we're all on the same page, right? So, I bring that mindset into Blackout or even into just my channel alone. What is it that we are trying to portray to public, right? And the biggest thing that we've been promoting since day one has been community. It's always been about the community. It's always been about building the community, and it's always about that movement, right? The blackout movement. We're here to take over, and we're here to take over for all the right reasons, right?
Amen.
Exactly. like we're here to take over, and it's literally going to be that. You're not going to see it coming. It's going to be a worldwide blackout, and you're going to wonder how something so positive made such an impact. And
we're
it's
also reckless.
That,
I don't want to paint the picture. I don't want to paint the picture. We're so positive because you go to the stream, it gets a little wild, boy. But
listen, everybody's got a certain little devil on their shoulder whispering 100%. Something. We don't ignore him. We let him in. We talk. We talk. We let him go.
Go ahead, brother.
We let him go. The little cherub on the shoulders
you
talking
want to say that?
reckless.
Are you sure you
and then the other one. The other one's back here like, you can't say that on stream. No, we gonna say it. We're gonna say it.
No. All right. So that's kind of the origin of how we met, how Blackout in this form and Blackout as I think it's going to continue to be for the foreseeable future. Because I was thinking about this the other day. Like, I was like, man, we started Blackout within this year. And like, even this conversation really like talking about before, because we don't really ever talk about that.
Yeah, no, we never do.
But talking about that today really puts in your head, like, we've been working on this for a year and it's grown since we started. Yeah,
tremendously at that.
We got merch. I got mad merch now. You know what I mean? I'm going to continue to bring out more merch, and we're all going to have eventually. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I got the merch for my Florida trip so I can represent what we've been building, because we have been building something. My streams have been killing it. Your streams have been killing it. You know what I mean? Like, you're on the path to affiliate right now. Like, we're working right now.
Good. I just hit what was it? One of the goals on Twitch is like have 5 people talking in the chat.
Word.
And I just hit that a couple of days ago, so it's starting to move in the right direction.
As it should, bro. And like when you think about like my streams, your stream, like everybody we game with at some point hits the stream. Yo, even if it's for like, yo, what's up? And then you don't hear from them again. But we're starting to build like we're actually building a community. Like AD's in the chat, I think started from you. Or like it was just a random thing. It was like, I'm throwing ADs in the chat. And it was like, bro, that's a literal thing in my chat. Yeah. And I really think about it like I told Justin yesterday. I was like, I can't wait till I'm like popping because it's just gonna be flooded with ADs. And it's like we started this with just our friends. And I know I always look at it like we all got like kind of like we're all pretty opinionated on stuff, and we all have like our own like personalities. And if we don't like something, we'll say we don't like it. Like we're not scared to say it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, bro,
what is that?
Yeah. But for my friends to like fall into these things and be like, wow, I like get behind it and really like embrace it for their own. Because now everybody, you got your fish heads in the chat. I'd be throwing now because I'm like,
shout out to my wife for that.
She threw the fish heads and that's his thing now.
I don't know how she does it. She finds all the craziest emojis and like she finds all the best things. So, literally the last stream I had, she threw hands. She gave the fish head hands, and I'm like, how did you find hands? And like even Kevin was just like, he was like, "What do you mean fish heads in the chat?" Because he doesn't really like he can't really watch it when he's playing and stuff. So he's like, "What do you mean fish heads?" And I was like, "No, my wife started something in the chat, and now we're throwing fish heads in the chat." I was like, "But my wife gave it hands," and then he was like, "Why does the fish have hands?" My wife goes, "To touch you." That's
wild. That's wild.
That's wild, right? Like,
nah, but she threw in my chat. Like she came in my chat a couple times now, and I'm like, bro, just that like. I've never, like I said, my first face-to-face conversation, I definitely never met her. So, like, for her to come into my chat means a lot. Like, we're building something here, man. And I just want to say on air, because we're gonna look back at this. This is a literal first podcast. We talk about podcasts all the time. Like, we talk about content ideas, like video ideas. We're building something in terms of, like, we might not be fully at our capacity of what we're doing, like, what we want to do. But I think we're building towards that. Like, the more we stream, the more content we put out there, the more people are going to find us, right? Then the more they're going to support with the merch and support like throughout however they support, because I truly believe like there's 4 of us that, well, now Big Llama 5, you know what I mean? Like 5 of us that are like working towards this, you know what I mean? And I really feel like we made each other believe in all our skills as individuals. The world's we're gonna find our niche people, you know what I mean? We're gonna find the people that fuck with Blackout, and then they're gonna also mess with like what we do outside of Blackout, you know what I mean? With our own ventures. Like, so for now, let's get into you. I hate to like quick transition, but let's talk about Hercules, like Hercules Outlaw, the brand, and what was the inspiration behind that?
So it's actually funny, while I was on active duty, I don't have it now, but like I know you've seen pictures of it and stuff. I used to have a slick back haircut, right? So I show up to work one day. I had the slick back ready. I had my comb in my back pocket. I looked like a real goon, bro. Like it was funny, but like,
I look like a goomba.
I look like a straight goomba, straight out of Newark. And what was it? Somebody looked at me. Somebody in the office. Like I walked in, they were like, "Yo, why do you look like Hercules?" Like the Disney Hercules. And I was like, that's crazy, bro. I was like, this guy, I've never been so disrespected in my life. And then I went home that day. I went back to the barracks, and then it popped in my head again. And I forgot what my old gamer tag used to be. But I was looking at it, I was like, I can change that, right? So I started looking at it, and I'm like trying to change it. My favorite comic book character is Red Hood Outlaw. Right, I love Red Hood. Yeah. I love everything he stands for. I'm all about anarchy and mercenary behavior, right? So I was like, well, somebody told me I look like Hercules. Yeah. And I like Red Hood Outlaw. So I just pieced it all together, and I was like Hercules Outlaw. Word. And then so I know you've seen the shield on the channel and stuff. Like I have the shield.
And let's just say you're really into really like Viking mythology, huh?
Exactly, yeah. It started to like, it's not even it's more of a lifestyle at this point. Like, I do a lot of reading, and like I read like, what is it, Neil Gaiman's Norse mythology, like book on Norse mythology. I read all the stories that he had on there. Even to the point where now like the kids are listening to, like, they call it Thor stories. So like every now and then I'll throw, like, if it's age appropriate, if it's an appropriate story, I throw.
Hey, this guy's a responsible parent. You hear him?
I'm a responsible parent, right? So, but the kids listen to it now. They're like, oh, let's listen to Thor stories, you know. So there's that, and I mean my necklaces, right? Like I made this one in a bar, right? And like, I don't know if you can see it, but like the sigil on there.
I leaned in, like.
I know, but like, there's a sigil on there. There's a ruin, and it's supposed to signify strength.
Yeah.
And I sat literally like in my, like, one of like some of my darkest days, right? Like this was like 3 years ago after active duty. I was going through a lot. I didn't know where I belonged, right? Like it was just trying to find that footing back into like civilization, right? And I'm sitting in a bar knowing I got a drinking problem. And I'm piecing this necklace together, and I got 7 on here for the 7 spires of my life, and it's 7 spires of strength. And then I pieced it together, and ever since I did that, everything started to come uphill, right? So, and then I got Thor's hammer on my necklace here. Like it's literally become like engulfed in me. Like I solely adopted everything about the Viking lifestyle, or not even just Viking, just Norse belief, Norse mythology, and just took it and ran with it. And it's all about the energy you put forward, you know? Looking back at everything, I started to do a lot of self-reflecting when I started to follow the Norse mythology and like the Norse belief and their culture and traditions and stuff. And I am, by the way, no way, shape, or form Scandinavian or Norwegian or German or what. I probably got a little bit of German in me at this point, but I don't know. I'm Puerto Rican as all hell, right? Like, so, like, if anything, you would expect me to be like following the Taino tribes.
Puerto Rican Viking, bro.
Exactly. That's all it bears down to, right? I'm a Puerto Rican Viking at this point. Like, I found out that. So my favorite movie as a kid was The Mask, and I resonated with this movie so much. I found out literally like a year ago. I found out that The Mask was actually Loki. Yeah. It was supposed to signify Loki, and I had no idea. So, like, as a matter of fact, while I was in Maryland, I watched the movie again because it ended up on Hulu, and I'm watching the movie, and he was like, "Oh, it's this man." It was the Clear Eyes guy, right? He was Clear Eyes, like, in the office, and he's holding the mask, and he's like, "It's probably old Elder Scandinavian, probably for the god Loki." And I was like, "Oh, whoa, oh!"
I think in the second Mask, that's when they kind of introduced like Loki, because I remember watching the Mask.
Actually brought him in.
Yeah, that's hilarious. Damn. Bro.
Yeah. And that was like my childhood movie. It was on repeat, and then my mom mistakenly recorded over it one of her favorite novellas. So I was like pretty sad about that. Yeah, I was like, "Thanks, Mom."
When Puerto Rican backfires.
Oh my God, yeah.
But
I'm trying to find my inner Viking, Ma.
So, what's your goal with the channel? Like, what do you see yourself doing with the channel?
Honestly, like I said before, it's just to entertain. You know, like, I might not be the most successful streamer or YouTube editor or whatever the case may be, but I do feel like, I mean, exactly, right? But like, I will be one of the like first to say it that we have a whole dynamic that the world needs to see.
Word.
You know, because it's like, there's so many people out there that kind of feel the same way, but they're just too afraid to do it.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be afraid to do it. You know, like it's got to the point where like I know how to do it. I know what to do. I'm gonna just do it.
We all come from similar backgrounds. We all got like,
yeah, exactly. We all grew up in a similar like way, you know. And then again, going back to Kev, he's the glue in all of this, right? Like I literally grew up with this man, right? Yeah. And he's been the same since day one. I promise you, that man has not changed a single bit. And
I know he's gonna watch this one because it's both of us.
No, yeah,
you should be here, brother.
You should be here
with me. Yeah, man, he really is the glue. Like, think about, and we met him. Well, I met him like literally end of high school. Maybe like I didn't even start hanging out with him until I lived in New York, and he pulled up to New York, and then we just hung out one time, and then we became cool. Ever since that, it was like I knew him because of Justin and him were like cool, but I didn't like chill with him ever. And then we just randomly chilled in New York, and then we like got cool, and then and then we started gaming. He's the one who sold me my PS4, bro.
Oh, word.
Bro, I started gaming because that man sold me his PS4. This man started Blackout, low key.
He's been the slow roller in all of this. I promise you. This man has had a plan since we were 5, probably, and he was just like, "I'm gonna figure it out. I'll find Blackout Adrian. I'll find him. I'll find out Blackout Adrian. I'll find him. He's out there. I know he is."
With that, like, I'm glad you bring up the dynamic part because I think that is the most unique thing about us. Like our gameplay, we're good.
Yeah.
But like our banter between each other, when we get serious, we have like super try-hard modes where we're just calling out.
Oh
but then we'll throw a joke in it, and it'll be like,
yeah.
We'll have games where we're just literally not even trying. We're just talking crap the whole time. Like our dynamic really is something, and we all have like uniquely different personalities that like kind of just connect like perfectly. Like and we don't take crap from anybody. Like, we all kind of call each other out during it.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I think that is like our strength of content. Is like our personalities, which that's why I always say like I come up with random ideas like, yo, let's try this. You know what I mean? He comes up with ideas or just on stream, which I think kind of is like our little dojo, bro. I think being on stream with each other, we're kind of just vibing. And then now that the chat's been active lately, I've noticed like everybody gets engaged with the chat while we're gaming. So it's like kind of dope. It's like we're all talking to the chat. So I'm excited to see where we go. Like we said, like it's literally about to come up on a year, and I mean, we started laying the bricks down, you know. Yeah. So to see what's gonna come this next year, like I even think about it with the Big Llama show. Like me and him are gonna hit 100 episodes plus. I truly believe that. Like that, I'm literally thinking about the 100 episode. Like I can't wait to get past 100 episodes. Like that's gonna be a milestone. Like even hitting 20.
That's gonna be an event. That's gonna be a live event.
Yeah, for sure.
There's gonna be streamers and fireworks and
just for sure.
Llama-shaped popsicles. It's gonna be a whole thing.
Llama-shaped popsicles. I better have llama-shaped.
I mean, you see, the ideas are up there, bro. The ideas are there.
He does it. But that's the thing. Like we don't shut each other down. You know what I mean? Like we have a good work dynamic when it comes to like, hey, this is an idea, and then you tell me if you think it's good, and then you're like, let me see if I can make something happen. 9 times out of 10, you've been making this shit happen. Like I mean, bro. I'm excited about the future. I'm excited to see where we are next year. I'm also excited that you're a part of the team, brother. I want to say that because, like I said, we're gonna look back at this episode as being the first time we really like made a podcast because we're gonna have a podcast. I think there's gonna be I think that we're gonna have a blackout podcast where all the main podcast members can just come in whenever they want, whatever episode they want. We can have different, like I said, and that's another thing with our gameplay. And I'm sorry we talk about game. We game a lot.
I mean, that's all we do.
It's Vanguard season right now. We're literally. I told him I was like, we got an hour of this. We got an hour of this, and then we're streaming, brother. Like, but
exactly.
With that, like, no matter who you plug in, even I want to shout out Roman because I know he's going to be in the chat of this. But him joining, right? I mentioned this last week, but I want to mention it again because you game with him now, and like he's like a new addition to Blackout that. Like kind of necessary now at this point.
It's another dynamic that just fit right in.
Yeah, he's like to be honest, he's like the little brother of the group. Like honestly,
you know really what I mean? Is. Like when you he really is.
But having him there, and then we got Dueño. Like Dueño is another.
Yo, listen.
Dueño is probably the funniest out of all of us.
It took me like 8 months to figure out that Dueño was Justin's brother, right? And then it was one day he hops into the game and we're talking, and then he was like, "Oh yeah, I was just house shopping or whatever. I've been looking around like Manville," and I was like, "What?" I was like, "You said Manville?" And then he was like, "Yeah, it's up there." And I was like, "I live in Manville." He was like, "No way!" So he literally calls me the Don of Manville. I only lived there for like maybe 6 months to a year, right? Like I lived in Elizabeth and Newark my whole life. Like
He
I
knew
was
you
all
had your
over
hair
this
slicked
trip.
back. He knew you was Don style.
I still haven't even met him in person, bro. I tried, right? Like Dwayne, listen, I'm gonna say it now. I don't know if Dwayne was ever gonna see this. I'll clip it if I have to and send it to him. This man sucks at receiving any type of DM or something. Like it took him, bro. We got hit with the tropical storm, right? And Manville got hit bad. Like Manville gets hit really bad when it's like harsh weathers and stuff. There's a lot of floodings that happen. Like literally, it'll take up the whole street. Like it's bad.
Yeah.
So this tropical storm hit, and Manville got hit probably worse than it ever has. And like it's been maybe close to like over 2 decades, maybe since the last flooding. So it was like bound to happen at this point, right? It's just been building up.
Yeah.
And they got hit with the floods. And there's a section of Manville called the Valley. And it's literally that. It's like the hidden valley. It's like over a bridge, and it's like no man's land. It's awesome. It's beautiful. I love it. But it floods way too bad. And a lot of people don't buy houses there because of that reason. But if they don't know what to look for, then some realtors will kind of like scheme their way in, which is kind of like, it sucks, unethical. You know, it's really unethical. Yeah. But when Dueño got his house, I was like, yo, are you in the valley? And then he was like, no. He was like, I got my house a little bit off the valley, so I'm good. I was like, all right, cool. Like, you're good and everything. We got hit with that storm, and I hit him up. And I was like, yo, please tell me you're good. How are the kids? How's the family? I hope you're good. And the next day, my wife started to plan everything with her sister-in-law. Like how to give back to the community, like families who lost a lot of stuff. We started donating a bunch of stuff, and she spearheaded all of that while being pregnant. So shout out to my wife, because yo, she is
pregnant bumps in the chat.
Pregnant bumps in the chat. But like she literally like did a good number on there and like hit a lot of families, and it like touched a lot of strings in the heart. So that was awesome, and we were able to like help a lot of people. And I hit Dueño up that day that we were like in the valley, like giving stuff out. And I hit him up like 3 times that day. And I was like, yo, are you good? Is your house good? Do you need supplies? Do you need anything? Nothing. Yeah. And I was like, yo, Dueño, you're killing me, bro. I was like, you're stressing me out, bro. And then he finally hits me up like a week later. And he's like, no, I'm good. That was it. That's all he said. And I was like, what? Yo.
Come on,
like,
bro.
Yo, come on, man. But like, I was like, oh, it's like the family. And then I finally like jumped on the game with them. And we talked about it. Like, that's cause you know, like, yeah, that's when he's in his element. So like he was like, no, yeah, we didn't even get hit at all. Like, family's good, kids are good. He's like, I thank you for like reaching out and stuff like that. And I was like, all right, cool. Like, as long as you're good, that's all I did.
He honestly also is just as part of the blackout, because when he's on when he's on stream, he's always, bro. He's even off stream. He's got us laughing. But like, man, we're building a real solid team, man. We're building a solid team, and I think truly we're the spearheads of the content side. Like, we're the ones, me and you, and well, Llama. But like, when we're talking about like core blackout, me and you are like, we're going on the front lines right now, and we're honestly going to show them the way. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's what it is. Like, and I try to take that approach like myself. Like, I'm gonna.
And like a lot of times, that's all they need too. Like, that's all a lot of people need too. Is just like, if you get the ball rolling enough, and then it'll motivate the rest to just kind of get that ball rolling as well. Because a big
we're
thing,
all
reason
talented
like
in our own way, bro.
Exactly, and it's having the asset to actually do it. So like, I know a big part, like Kev doesn't really have a computer, so he streams on his PlayStation if he can, and you know, like he can send me anything that he has. Like, exactly, same with Justin. Justin's got his laptop and stuff. He can hop on the Discord if anything. So that's a good plus. You know, like it's.
I mean, he has a capture card he can record, but like even then,
exactly.
I don't think gaming is there. Like, you know what I mean? It's what they want to do content wise. Like, bro, Justin's a chef. You know what I mean? To me, like I tell him like, bro, cooking content, like somehow, and cooking interviews, something. And he has his ideas too about it. But like, I just want, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I want to lead us and you as well. Like, I want us, me and you, to lead them in the right direction, because what we are building, bro, it's gonna change. Like, I look at it like this is not gonna be something that just ends with us. At least I hope not. You know what I mean? That's what I'm going for. Like, I want this to I could pass down to my kids if they want to be a part of Blackout, and like even then grow to where I look at the optics. I look at the optics of the world. I was gonna say phase and like those, but like I watch optic and what Hex does intently, because He's a Mexican male. You know what I mean? He looks like me. I'm Puerto Rican, but he's Mexican. He looks like me, and he quit. And he was literally, I think he was like 29. He says when he started Optic, and I look at it like I'm 28. Like I got a year on you. You know what I mean?
I'm right there. Yeah.
And he's built it into this huge brand that covers the Call of Duty scene. You know what I mean? And it's one of the biggest brands in esports. Period. You know what I mean? Like they got one of the best fan base. Period. And I think we have a chance to build around our culture, what we like, how we act, how we run our own specific chats, and I think it all integrates. You know what I mean? Like, I think, you know what I mean? I always joke about it in my head, like, there's going to be a day where, like, my chat, I'm going to be like, yo, go on Hercules stream and just bully his chat. Like, and just create content like that.
There's going to be one day where my whole community is just going to be like, yo, listen, here's what we're going to do, chat. We're going to raid AD.
Yeah, we're going to ride on them.
Stream, and I need you to let them know who's coming.
Nah, but I think we're really building something with Blackout, and I know I keep harping on it, but like it's a feeling that I've had. Like I said, this has been in my head since 14, but it's never felt more real till when me, you, Justin, and Kevin really started talking about it and like having conversations and building the site and working on that together. You know what I mean? Like we all put our own ideas to it. We all put our own spin on it. We're like, yo, and like we built something within 1 year that wasn't there a year ago. You know what I mean? Like I've been telling, like I said, I've been talking about this for years. It's like you've seen literally there was nothing, and now we have something. And I'm just excited that I get to do it with my brother. Like I call you guys brothers because like we are literally gaming brothers. You know what I mean? Shot to the heart. No, but I don't know, man. I want to end this. I think I might record like another ad thing, but if you can't catch us live here 10 p.m. Eastern, Sunday nights on the Big Llama Show on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch, and sometimes Twitter, I guess. If you can't catch us live, don't worry. You can catch us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, usually 20 to 30 minutes right after the live show. So catch us on the next Monday or throughout the week on your way to work when you're just vibing. Just listen to us. I hear we're growing on Apple, so be a part of that culture as well. That's hilarious. So I want to end it on how you feel about your first podcast experience.
Bro, this was legit.
Yeah.
This made it real for me, you know? Like it was I've been like you know, like you've seen the chat. Like I've been talking about like getting a podcast going for a while now. Yeah. I have no idea what goes into it. You know, like I don't know anything, and I also like that's on me because I haven't done any of the research into it. Yeah. Like I just been like, we should definitely look into a podcast, right? But like again, it comes with like the scheduling, it comes with a lot of stuff, and like actually platforms, like recording it, all this stuff, and that's a big thing. Again, like what you said, like we kind of spearhead a lot of the content drive right now, and that's because we have the means to do it. Yep. You know, so like a lot of us within Blackout don't have that means to do it, or like not as good of a means to do it. So we're slowly getting to the point where we're all going to have the means to do it. And once that happens, I know that we're really going to have that opportunity to take the ball and just take that shot, you know, like everything content wise, you know, so
best it's believe really we get some money though. Best believe we get some money. We sending them up with some PCs, brother.
I've been saying this for a minute now, right?
Like PCs, bro. Hey, if you want to sponsor Blackout PCs, hit the boy and hit the Llama because he's gonna need one too. But yeah, man. Like I said, I want to thank Llama for having me, allowing me to do this episode with my brother Hercules. I'm excited to keep grinding with you, brother. I'm excited to grow this brand with you, grow your brand as well as my brand simultaneously. I'm excited to tell my chat to go, you know, mess with your chat. That's gonna be a good time. But thank you for coming on the Big Llama Show. This has been a good experience. We got to get you on when Llama's here and have a proper introduction to the Llama thing.
I would love to sit here and talk with Llama. I actually just found out. I read his bio actually on his YouTubes. On his YouTubes, I read the bio. I found out he's an Army vet himself.
Oh yeah.
So I got a couple questions for him. Hey, I want to know. I want to talk.
Yeah. We definitely got to set that up. It's been an
honor being here. Yeah. Yeah. I look forward to meeting with Llama himself live in the flesh. Maybe not live in the flesh. Not yet. Maybe at the 100th episode I'll come to the event. I'll come with the llamas, the llama popsicles.
We're gonna have to throw a literal llama 100th episode live stream party. We're gonna have to set that up.
Ooh.
I thought about. I don't. I mean, I'm gonna say it now because put it in there. It'll come to us, but
you gotta throw it into an existence.
Yeah, when we were gonna launch the site, I was thinking about like launching up, like just throwing a little Getty. Oh, Mikey, throwing a little Getty, and then having Getty means party for those that that educate. But throw a little party and then live stream the release and like maybe sell some stuff there or like just pass stuff out, have people wear it on stream. You know what I mean? Come down, just talk with us on stream. Just have a little.
I'm gonna tell you right now, if you don't get a T-shirt gun, I'm not coming.
Oh wow! And just shoot it at you in the house.
No. I'm pegging everybody.
I'm a slide cancel to you. Slide cancel the corner.
T-shirt guns. We're throwing everybody. That's it.
But yeah, man. So this has been another episode of the Big Llama Show. I'm not the Big Llama, but I am Blackout AD, his co-host, and this is my boy, my brother, my Blackout companion, Hercules Outlaw. Hopefully, we can do more of these separate Blackout episodes and have our other brothers on, because I would love to have Big Homie and Hen Dog on here to tell us about what they add to this and how they see it going forward, because those are two talented, especially Kev.
That man
he makes me mad because
all
I'm
the
like,
potential in the world.
You're the funniest out of all of us. You're the most quick-witted. Like, you should be talking, bro.
I had a conversation with him not too long ago. He was like, oh, I always think about it, but he was like, I know with my type of energy, I'd get canceled in a week.
Yeah, but...
And I sent him one of my favorite YouTubers videos, and I was like, bro, if these people haven't been canceled, I think you're gonna be good.
Bro, I say it all the time, don't I?
I think we're good.
Who's gonna be the first one to get canceled out of Blackout? It's gonna be this guy, 100%.
I'm gonna get a Deadpool going, bro.
Hey, how long till this man gets canceled?
How long?
No,
we're gonna poll in the stream and everything.
And then Big Homie, like, he's such an artistic. That's what makes me mad about that man. He's such an artistic mind. It's like, you could be creative.
He is the creative director of Blackout.
He literally made the skateboard. Let's talk about. I had
the
this
creative director himself.
This man made this when we were like 17, 18. He cut it. It was a regular skateboard. He made it a little penny board, bro, with the Blackout.
Look at that.
This is when we didn't even spell it right. You know what I mean? Like, that man, he's the creative director of Blackout for sure, and we want to get him on this podcast. So, like I said, I've drawn out the ending to this a little too long. We got some Vanguard to get to. If you want to follow him, let him know where they can follow you.
I am on Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch as Hercules_Outlaw. Twitch, you can find me on twitch.tv/Hercules Outlaw. And come by. Welcome to the pit.
Go, brother. And I'm Blackout AD. You can find me on all social medias on Blackout_AD. We're going to be streaming now. Thank you, Big Llama. Happy anniversary once again. Happy anniversary, Mama Llama. And I hope you guys had a great time in the DR with the Dominican Republicans. Is that how you say it?
Yes.
Later,
the Dominican
guys.
Republicans?